All right. So welcome to Large Family Love. For you guys that don't know who we are well, my wife is. She's a stay-at-home mom, takes care of all the kids. She's feeding about 7, sometimes without me here, 6 people all day long, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So most of the time it's 7 of us. And we're going to go through how downstairs we keep all of our meats because we buy them in bulk. That's why you guys don't see them in our weekly grocery hauls. And feeding 7 mouths with meat is a lot cheaper for us to buy in bulk. The hardest part was just figuring out how to store it all. Well, not really how, but just having the room to store it all. So we'll go downstairs and go over all of that stuff that we have, how we keep it sorted, and how we account for it. Howdy folks, still filling in for my wife. Now, she's actually behind the camera and I'm going to be doing all the talking and showing around. Try to explain to the best that I can, but I'm going to have some video clip of us going, well, not even really going, preparing, and a little bit of on the way to get the cow, half the cow that we just purchased, and it got really busy. And the weather wasn't the greatest, so we were trying to move quick. So I wasn't able to record actually receiving the meat from the farm that we get it from and hauling it home. But it was a chore. I go with my aunt, or we go together, and between the two of us, we got a whole cow. And I don't know if you've ever purchased a whole cow, but moving that is a truckload of meat, literally. It was 4.5 coolers, big coolers full of meat. But for what we do and the way we do things, that's the best way for us to buy meat, is in bulk. Saves a ton of money if you have the space to save it or keep it. In our case, we were just about maxed out on our freezer space, so we ended up purchasing another freezer just for this cow, half a cow. But when you don't have the room for everything and you're trying to shove everything in what you do have, it's hard to keep everything organized. And we've been going through a lot of stuff and not really bulking back up because we knew that we had this cow purchase coming. We have a pig that we're getting ready to process and put away. We have some pig already. We have a freezer of of chicken. But what we've been trying to do as we've been going through things is reorganizing, try to make, like, we have a freezer that's primarily just chicken. A freezer that's set up where, since we don't really have a lot of pork, and I feel like you have to eat a lot of pork to have a lot of pork because it doesn't last very long, even being frozen. So we have like half of a big freezer that's a pork side. And then we also have like French fries, I think. We'll go through all of it, but it's all laid out to try to make sense to where when you go look for something, you can find it. You don't have to move a bunch of things to find what you need. So preparation is a lot of it. And we'll start showing you what we got. And I'll kind of catch back up to where we were on our way to pick up the cow. And I'll show you some of that and our process of bringing everything in and what we went through and how we did things. So let's see. All right, so as you guys know, Mama's got some stuff going on. Had her gallbladder removed, but she's doing good. I mean, within reason. She's still in a lot of pain, moving slow, yada yada. But all in all, she's doing much better. Her nervous system stuff with her arms and her legs has been keeping away and haven't been having any problems with that. But anyways, enough about that. Taking you on a journey today for her, whatever. We videoing. We're about to go get our beef. I think it's half a cow we got. And got 3 coolers here. Got the bed of the truck straightened up. Gonna put those guys in there. And then we're gonna go pick up my aunt. And we're gonna go to the people that have the cow. I'll show you as much as I can remember to. And here we go.
I look out across the water, I smell the salt, I feel the breeze, but in my heart I hear the calling of my old home, Tennessee. We don't know where these rivers flow, or why the wind chooses when and where to blow. The sun is gonna rise each and every time, but I've still got Tennessee on my mind.
All right, so bear with me. This is Tiffany's domain that I'm taking over for this video, so I'm gonna do the best that I can. And probably when I open some of these doors, it's gonna be just as much of a surprise to me as it is to you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what's behind door number 1.
He's really not going to know. I just had surgery, for those of you that don't know. So I'm just holding the camera. He's doing the talking. And he doesn't really know what's going on behind these doors. He really doesn't.
I might be a dummy, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure I can figure out what's behind door number 1. So let's take a look. This is our freezer that is just in the fridge that we use for...
This came with the house when we bought it. It's been here.
Ever since we bought it. So in here, the junk drawer of freezers.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
It looks like we got a
You
lot of butter.
explained that perfectly, the junk drawer.
Sweet cream butter, salted butter.
The junk drawer.
The junk drawer. I mean, it's a
Ow,
little,
don't make me laugh. It hurts my stomach.
I'm sorry. The smorgasbord of everything. We got some cheese, some yeast, more cheese, some vegetables. Obviously, this one we need to still go through and organize, and hopefully door number 2 gets a little bit better than door number 1, and door number 3 is better than 2 and 1. So, but anyways, right now it's just the junk drawer of items. I mean, there's even string cheese in here, pepperoni, a lot of butter. Goodness. All right, enough of that. All right, we have this little guy, and Mama, do you have a plan like that you want to have just in this? Like, what is the ultimate goal for this little guy? Because
honestly,
the way I feel like the way you buy tortillas, you could probably just fill this one with tortillas.
I don't know. I think my ultimate goal with this was to kind of get rid of it.
Okay.
We had purchased this when we were doing our homegrown chickens. But now that we have the bigger ones, I think my ultimate goal was to eventually sell this one after we rearrange. So I don't truly know. As you can tell, you guys, we have really gone over this. I don't know.
All right. So again, it kind of looks like another overflow of junk drawer, but it's a little bit better because it's organized somewhat. Hot dog or corn dog. I mean, it's just all cheese, tortellini, bunch of egg rolls, but it's primarily cheese and like egg roll stuff, I mean, quick stuff that we would grab. That's primarily what's in that one.
Vegetables.
There's some vegetables, but we actually have a spot in another freezer.
There's tortillas in there.
But there's actually a spot in another one that some of the stuff needs to be gone through and moved over, so we'll have more room here. And it's just going to continue to be more organized as we go through these things, because we'll find out what's in them and move them on. And we have an accounting system that we use that accounts for everything that we have, and its name is Tiffany. And I'll show you guys how she does that, so you guys can have a kind of an understanding of what you have in these freezers, instead of having to move 15 things to find one, or know what you have so you can plan your meals.
Yes, if we were to actually move this into a different freezer that we have open now, like we have the space for this in the other freezer now, we could sell this one, and then we would know we could write down what's in this, and then we would be able to see it, and it would be better too. So we just haven't done that yet.
This one, I know. Mama's worked really hard on this one, and I haven't helped at all because I'm at work all day.
This was before surgery.
This was before. This one's been done for quite a while, but she's done really well on this one, and it amazes me every time I open it to think that we have this much chicken.
This has been over the past couple months, if you've been watching, and I've been rearranging the freezers, going through the freezers, all of that. I've been trying to, every time I come across chicken in a different freezer or anything, I've been trying to put all of the chicken over here. And I mean, there's obviously more than chicken over here, but I've been trying to get just chicken over here.
You got 4 canned chicken boobs?
Yes. This is also the new chicken that we got recently. Our last Sam's Club haul. I put all that in here.
Yep. So, chicken.
Obviously not chicken things as well.
Some beef stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's some stuff on the doors, but I mean, where else do you put that kind of stuff?
Those are the things we need to pull out for tomorrow.
These two?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to pull those
I mean,
out.
there's a little bit of tortellinis, but there's whole chickens, chickens. Chickens have chickens in here. There's a lot. It's just really nice and organized. I mean, very simply, you can just see what's labeled, and it's pretty as far as itemized on per shelf, like chicken breast. What you got here? Thighs, chicken thighs, and stuff like that. Right there's all chicken thighs. So that's that guy. What you got in here? More chicken stuff. Yeah, you got chicken drumsticks,
Hot dogs, sausage.
hot dogs, some sausage. I mean,
There's
still,
shrimp from our Sam's Club haul. Some of it I had to take out of the boxes to put in the freezers and things like that. But
and then this one we've been working on. Are you recording?
yeah.
And we've been working on this one. This is the one that had all the cow in it that we moved into our new freezer. So this one gained a lot of room, and we were able to go through and organize pretty well. So for the most part, this thing has somewhat of an order to it. There are a few things. I just put these salmon in here last night.
Our friend dropped some salmon off to me the other day. We tried to pay her back, and she refused. He tried to hand her the money outside, and she refused to take it, so that was kind.
But here we have 2 of these little trays, and there's 2 more underneath of them that are full of pork.
This is the half pig that we bought.
Yep.
We actually made the bacon this morning, and he was not thrilled with the bacon. I was not allowed to eat it because of my surgery that I just had, and he was not that's not that. I think it's under.
Okay.
But he wasn't very thrilled with that.
It just doesn't
bacon.
have, it needs to be cured. It's uncured, and in my opinion, cured bacon is better, but I'm sure it's not better for you. But, so there we have the pig, half the pig that we got.
The sausage from it's really good, though.
There's a ton of stuff still for us to go through. Pork chops. I mean, there's, a pork tongue. I don't know what we're going to use that for yet. But, I mean, we got corn dogs. And then right here is like our potato fries kind of section.
There's the ham I got on clearance at Aldi after Thanksgiving.
For $25.20.
No, I paid $8 for it.
Good job.
Yeah.
And then 2 bins of like the vegetables.
This is what I was saying. If we move that little tiny freezer, if we move all that stuff over here, we could sell that little freezer.
And we definitely
is what I was
have the
thinking.
room. We just got to get it done. And then we got
some
fruit,
frozen fruit.
And then all tortillas. A pie crust. More
There's
butter.
a little wild man.
Some ice cream here.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've got the room in here to go through that small one and the fridge freezer, and really get a lot of that stuff out into here that we know, and just better organize everything.
But yeah, this is where we had the half cow and the half pig together in here, and it was completely full. And this is where, if you had been watching for the past couple months, I had been working through the freezers to get to the point where we had room for the new half cow that we were getting, because it was coming sooner than we had thought. And I really desperately needed the room because we didn't plan on buying a new freezer in the meantime. And then we just got to the point where I had made the room, but then we got to the point where we were kind of like, well, we have the room, but we also have the pig to process. So
we're going to need more room.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'd like to get like an industrial type that's got like, I think they've got 3 sets or maybe even just 2 sets of double doors. Just some type of bigger freezer that we could really use and not have to have 3 or 4 different freezers. But that's down the road. And for now, we're making use of what we have or what we can get our hands on for what we need and for the price that we're looking for. I mean, those big guys, I mean, you're looking a couple $1,000s for a job like that, where you can go pick one of these up for, I mean, on a good deal in the 700 range, but on the average, right around $800, you can pick up a good sized chest freezer.
This one was $7.99 at Lowe's, and we'll show you the one that we just got, and I'll tell you how much I paid for that one too. So this freezer is pretty much the exact same as the other one over there. It came from Sam's Club, free shipping, and it was $7.19. And when you open it, no, $7.18. $7.08? $7.18. Anyway, it came to the house, free shipping and everything. And when you open it, it is the exact same layout as the other one that came from Lowe's for $7.99. So it came with the baskets. I mean, it is exactly the same. And
it does have a handle, but I've just been lazy and haven't put it on yet. This has all kind of been this weekend, and with all the health stuff going on,
and me in the hospital and surgeries, it all happened at once, and the
things are happening, but things aren't getting completed all the way. But it's okay because it'll keep us busy for something later on. But you ready to open him, Bubba?
Also, I think the handle fell back behind there.
It did. I saw it back there when I plugged him in.
I think I did that on accident.
It's all right.
So this is more than half a cow because we put the new half cow underneath. And then we put the rest of the older half cow that we still had left on top.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. So, let's see.
This includes all of it.
So this actually, so if you're looking at it as how much of a cow is this? 3/4.
Yeah.
I would
probably
say.
about 3/4 of a cow.
I would say, I mean, because we brought quite a bit over. But, so for the most part, we have all ground beef. And it's ridiculous how much, not really. I mean, we're 6 people, 7 people all the time in this family that eat every single day. So it goes, we go through a lot of food.
Yeah,
but this portion here is all ground beef from here to the bottom, except for a couple arm roasts that are in the very bottom on the front. And then I tried to lay it out to where it makes sense to us. But in the front, we have like our specialty, like cube steak and what is this one right here? Yeah, that's a cube steak. There's stew meat, all that kind of stuff in the front. I tried to put all these big roasts in the center, and then the steaks that we have towards the back. And then there was stuff that came over from the other freezer that was put in these. That it's just you can go through it and empty it into here, but for just moving it around and trying to find other things that we have, we can just continue to move these around. And then we have more roasts. And we have some sirloin steaks, some Delmonico's. I mean, there's all the different kinds. We got a brisket over here. And then on this
he
far
makes the
side,
best brisket. He smokes it, and it comes out so good.
The last one was really well.
Yeah.
And then over here on the very end, I just have all the bones and the fat so that we can make the tallow. And then here I've put like I call them like specialty cuts or the organs or whatever you want. I think there's a tongue.
And a heart.
There's a heart. There's some liver. So just trying to keep it organized to where when you're looking for something, you don't have to have this guy open and you don't have to move a bunch of stuff, and figure out a system to take an inventory, whether it's as you load it, you're writing it down on a piece of paper and then transferring it somewhere else, or a whiteboard or whatever, so you know when you're planning your meals through the weeks, what you have, what you don't have, so you know what you can meal plan or what you can't meal plan. So we'll go up to the top of the stairs and we'll show you how we keep inventory of what we have in our freezers.
So when he brings the coolers, so he brings them in these coolers.
Yeah, when I go to pick the cow up, I bring them home in these big coolers.
And as he sits here and unloads them into the freezer, I write it down on a piece of paper, everything.
So like what we do, she'll write what the cut is.
Yep.
And then
how
for
many.
each one, a tally mark.
Yep.
And then we'll go up and she'll write it all on a whiteboard. And as we go up through the weeks with the food, she just crosses off or wipes off a tally mark that reduces the amount on the board to coincide with how much is left in the freezer.
Yep, so I
So we
know
stay
what
on
we've got.
track of what we have, how low we are, when it's time to order more cow. If we need to go to the store to get a particular piece of cut, or if we need ground beef because we ran out of ground beef versus all the other stuff. Or the good thing about that is we have enough meat that if we need to take a cut and turn into ground beef, we have that option as well.
Yep.
There's a lot of different options that you get when you purchase bulk meat like this. It's hard to kind of swallow that initial price, but if you really think about how many times you go to the store and buy a pound here, a pound there, a roast there, some steaks, and throughout the year, or however long a time you want to use to measure, the cost is really cheap, because if you do it the whole cow, you're paying a fraction of the price for the steaks, for the roast. The ground beef might be a little bit higher than what you buy at the store, but your steaks are half the price. Your roasts are half the price.
And it's way better quality.
And all your ground beef came from one cow. Every piece of meat in there came from one cow. We know how it was raised and fed,
And we know who it came from.
and we know how it was raised, everything about it, for us to be able to consume versus whatever you go to the grocery store, you're trusting that a farmer produces you a good product for you to feed and eat. But nonetheless, let's go up and look at our board real quick.
So here's what I did. I wrote down everything that we have, and this is what I do, and then I'll just come erase as we use up for the week or whatever, because I'll go downstairs for the week and I'll grab what we need as far as meal planning, and so I'll erase it so I know and I stay on top of what we have and what we've got downstairs, so I always know what's in the freezers.
So we start where we end. We end where we started, back in the same spot. All right, so that's how we keep everything. I hope you guys were able to get some useful information out of that, and maybe some things that you guys can integrate into your own storage uses and how you guys keep things. If you guys have any tips or suggestions on how maybe we could do a little bit better job at organizing or keeping our stuff, by all means, comment or put your comments in the comment section and let us know. We're going to plan on going down there and also doing a big pantry haul and showing what we have in our pantry, how we keep that, and the storage of all the items in there. So keep a lookout for that, and we'll see you guys soon.